think one of the biggest misconceptions about all of these people is that they have these massive reputations and people don't think of them as human beings. You know, I think one of the things that we wanted to do with this series is tell their stories and play into a lot of the legend of these people, but show you that they're humans just like you and I. You know, Haitian Jack's never been able to tell his version of the story. You know what I mean? Haitian Jack has a whole perspective on Tupac that none of us would have. You know, we didn't have that kind of relationship with Pac, you know? And so for me, it was amazingly brave of him to take this moment, you know, 20-something years later and come out and say, fuck it, man, I'm gonna tell y'all my version of the story. Y'all been telling your version of me, but I'm gonna tell you who I am and what's up with me. And that's a valuable thing, you know? I think that Big U in particular, you know, has this massive reputation of, for sure, somebody you don't want to fuck with. And of course, he is that. But he's also this incredible person in his community. Like, when I've seen him in the Crenshaw district at a number of events, just seeing the way people respond to him, from little kids to people that you know, work with him and help in developing options and all of these different things that he has going on. You know, it's not just him. He understands leadership and how to be a leader. That man is a leader, and he's what you'll see in the series is how he's taken that gift he has, and it's evolved from the time he was 17, 14 to today. Like, that changes, like all of us in life. You tend to not be, if you're lucky, the same person now that you were when you were 17, 19 years old. That's called growing up, you know? And that's what hip hop needs to remember. Hey man, sometimes you gotta grow up. What does growing up look like? You know what I'm saying? You know, so I think a misconception about Deb is, you know, how hard she is and, you know, no nonsense, right? But man, when I say somebody's got a huge heart, like a huge heart, you know what I mean? And being able to show that side of her is something I'm very, very proud of. And with Trick, I think, again, Trick is a man that's known for the no-fly zone. So everybody just thinks, you know what I mean? Loke up, man, he had 100 people just show up and shut shit down. And yes, he did do that. He is that guy. But he's also a UN ambassador. Huh? Excuse me? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was amazing to learn that. To like be in his presence and know him while that was happening to him, while we were making this series. You know what I'm saying? Who else? So Bimmy, right? Bimmy is somebody that's known for being in the Supreme team, right? And he is definitely the misconception about, I can't think of a misconception for Bimmy, because Bimmy is who you think he is, man. He's like a super charismatic dude, super fun to be around. You know what I mean? Lots of ideas, lots of energy, you know. He represents Queens, you know what I'm saying? And he's another one that's, you know, evolved and grown. You know, he's not the same dude he was at 17 when he was out there trying to survive. You know, none of our people in this series are, you know, and that's what I want people to really focus in on is, what could your life look like if you lived another 25, 35, 45 years? You know, don't get stuck in this moment of your struggle, whatever your struggle is. Overcome your struggle, meet the challenges, you know, go for your shit. That's what hip hop comes from. Hip hop is, man, it ain't what we want it to be, but we about to make it the best shit ever. That's what this series represents.
The advice I would have to people that want to get into the documentary world is to listen, and to have a point of view. I think, like any filmmakers, you should try to have a point of view. You have to figure out what it is that you want to say. You know, like anything in the film game, it's a long haul, it's a long game. You have to have a lot of, perseverance and patience. But yeah, I think there's a lot of stories to be told. And, if you could try to find the humanity in everything and treat your subjects as you would want to be treated, you're going to get real far with that. I think I'd say that.
My advice to young filmmakers is that now is your time. We live in a moment where the access is like never before. You can make films with your iPhone or whatever else you can get your hands on. You've got the technology to edit off of Premiere or off of iMovie on your phone. Like, filmmaking is an art that is ever evolving. And I hope that, cats really study too. Like a lot of times people are you're young and you got that energy and you're just out there running, right? But sometimes you need to sit back and watch a couple films, figure out what appeals to you about those films, figure out what you can do better and what your perspective is. I think Rob is right. Figuring out what your point of view is the first important thing. How is your point of view different? For us on Hip Hop Uncovered, our doc is so awesome because it's coming from a space that no one was thinking about. Everybody always focuses on the rappers and the producers and the shiny people, and we flipped it. We didn't go top down. We went from the streets up and came in from that perspective. And that's like a unique perspective that doesn't get enough attention, especially on a platform as massive as FX and Hulu. So we're super proud, man. We can't wait to get it out there and for people to see it and respond to it. And we're super excited for all of the conversation that it's all the dialogue that it's gonna bring up,